Lucas Tyndall, excited to be here with you guys today. We have a great guest here today, Officer LaMar Sharpe. If you don't know him, you need to get to know him. If you already know him, you need to get to know him better today. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the police work, community service. What's it like being a police officer after such a difficult year last year? We did have the pleasure of interviewing him last year. In the midst of some of that, now we hope to hear some reflection on how things have been since all the protests and the George Floyd and all the things that have gone on, and really hear his heart for the community. It's more than just pictures on Facebook and videos and all the funny, fun things that he does. Who is he really as a man, and what drives him to do these great things? So we're super excited about it. He's here. I hope you guys share this broadcast. If you guys are watching now live, make sure you share the broadcast. Hit share right now. Share it to your page. Share it to post. Share it to your groups. If you belong to a group, you can share multiple times. If you're here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you're coming from, we welcome you to our business community out there on LinkedIn. We're glad you guys are here. This is an important topic with a great guy. Again, if you've never met him, you need to meet this guy. You need to know this guy. You need to check out his foundation. Somebody out there is looking to give money to a nonprofit. You got business expenses, you got other things going on, and you realize it is good to give back. Well, this is a great foundation we're talking about today, the Be a Better Me Foundation, which you'll have opportunities, and there's always opportunities to give back, which is serving our kids here in this community. Hello. I see people jumping in. Corinne Marie Tyndall, my beautiful wife, thank you so much for jumping on. And I'm sure you shared the broadcast. She knows how it goes. She knows what to do. She's a longtime fan of the show. I think she's a day one. Let's just say she's been around since the beginning. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody else jumping on. You may be driving home from work. Turn it on. You don't have to, interact too much because we don't want you to, wreck. You may be watching this by replay. That's awesome. You may be working from home, turning it on. You may be sitting at your desk still, and you don't want your boss to know you're watching or you're listening, but do watch and do listen. You don't want to miss this. Odetta, hello. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Again, this is going to be a great conversation. I can't wait. This guy is funny. He's fun. And he's serious about the things that he does. It is so cool to talk to somebody like this who has so much life, so much joy, so much energy, and yet still gets so much done to actually serve people in a day and age where we're trying to talk about community policing and what does that look like. I don't know anybody that does it like Officer LaMar Sharpe. People around the country, probably people around the world, have followed him and watched his journey as he goes into the community, renting out ice cream trucks and snow cone vendor trucks, and just he got candy in the back of his police truck. I mean, it's an incredible thing that he's doing. We're going to talk to him more about that after this. You guys watch this intro and make sure, as always, you guys support our great sponsors. As you guys see these great commercials with these great sponsors, write them down, take a picture, make sure you go out and support these great businesses. We'll be back with our interview right after this. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Lucas Live.
Our viewers want to see the products and services that you provide. Don't make them search the internet and find your competitors. Give the people what they want. Make it easy for them by advertising your products and services here on Lucas Live. We'll create a professional commercial for you and play it live for our viewers. If you're ready to grow your reach and take your business to the next level, email us today at ads@lucaslivemedia.com.
Lucas Live Media is ready to share our live streaming secret with you. We use Restream. Restream is a go-to live streaming solution that helps you produce engaging, high-quality live content and maximize your audience reach. With Restream, you can launch and demonstrate new products in real time, drive flash sales and promotional offers, and host interviews, Q&As, and talk shows or podcasts. You can chat with your audience in real time with Restream. For more information and all that Restream has to offer, go to Restream.io. That's Restream.io, and be sure to message Lucas Live Media for our special referral code.
A little pause for a second, making sure we're on for a second. We are here live with Officer LaMar Sharpe. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great, man. We live. We here.
I know. This is the real deal right here.
It's the real deal?
Listen, folks, this is Lucas Live is the real deal, okay? I just want to put that out there right now.
We got lights, camera, action.
Yes.
We got it happening.
I was waiting for somebody to greet me with some tea and crumpets when I came in.
We just ran out of tea and crumpets earlier.
Oh,
I don't know what crumpets are, but I heard it sound like, something British people do. I don't know.
Right.
But we got Amanda Jean Dukes behind the scenes, running things, making things go. Shout out to our producer. We're super excited about this. We got you in the background out here.
I know. I'm looking over my head over here. I'm like, yo, what's up, guy? You scaring me back there.
What does that do? Who is this guy back there coming out like a superhero? It's you. And you're known around town kind of as a superhero, Do you ever think about that for real? Like, what's that like?
It kind of hit me lately. I go places. I was just the other day, I needed to grab a ladder for the kids to be able to get up and get toys out my truck. And
you said that like that was normal. Yeah. Like every police officer has to get a ladder so kids can climb into a
step stool.
Okay.
And the guy stopped me and he goes, "Hey, are you Sharpe?" And I go, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Listen," he was like, "I love everything you do." He was like, "Thank you." He was like, "My family loves you. We appreciate you. Thank you for your service." And then he was before me and he went in and reached in his pocket and gave me $10. He said, "Get yourself lunch." And I was like, wow.
That's big, man.
That is big. That's huge.
Just to be, in a day and age where people have trust issues with police officers, right?
Oh, they do.
And police, when I was a kid, police officers, we looked at police officers like superhero. We had the DARE program and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Officer Silver and some of those guys back in the day. And they were kind of like, they were heroes. They were people you felt safe going toward, if something's wrong. Over the last several years, probably, it's gone on for a long time, but I'd say going back to, even before George Floyd, there's been a lot of issues, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you break through the stigma of, I don't care about your skin color, you're still a police officer, you're blue. And so people may still have reservations about accepting you and what you're really about. How do you break through that?
Well, fortunately for me, I grew up where I didn't care what anybody said or thought about me.
Okay.
I was going to be me. And I was going to do what I believe is right. And if you didn't like it, then that's not my problem.
Right.
And that's just how
I love it.
And my mom she instilled that in me. She said, listen, people are going to not like you. And they're going to find ways for little things to not like you. She said, but should that be your concern? And I was like, you're right. So I go into every situation and I just be me. Yeah. And what happens is there's people who don't know who Officer Sharpe is.
Right.
And they meet me and they go like, I like this guy. This guy was genuine. He was true. And your true and genuineness will overcome everything.
I love that. There's a lot of people out there struggling to be the true genuine, their true genuine self, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
And to be a police, how do you become the police officer that gets to drive around with candy in his car? Like, why don't they all got candy in their car? How did you get? You're at work. What are you doing? You're supposed to be chasing bad guys. What are you doing? Tell us what's up.
Well, the thing was like for so long before. I never even posted anything or I was never that guy that took pictures because I was always scared. But people in the community knew who I was because I would just put stuff in my car and I would just have a bag of candy or something.
And that was just you doing that yourself?
That was just me doing that. And I believe our chief before, our previous chief, Bruce Lawver, I was going on calls and he was like, we got to get him off the street because I'm going on domestic calls and kids are running up like, Officer Sharpe. I'm like, give me 1 second.
Wow.
And the kids are saying over there
it
like.
It can be dangerous. Yeah. Right. They're like, they're going to follow you into the house.
Right. They're about to follow me. So he was like, yeah, we need to move you into a different. So it's kind of one of those things where I kind of created my own avenue. But I think the thing is that, my department's seen the importance of it and they really push it now.
So what is your title at the police station?
So I'm in a community involvement unit.
Okay. Does that mean you still carry a gun?
I still carry
You got a
gun.
taser?
Yeah.
You got one of them things you hit people with
yeah.
still?
I got all of that.
You still loaded up?
If I gotta get down, I gotta get down.
You gotta get down.
You know what I'm saying?
You still locked and
Listen,
loaded.
I gotta throw some teddy bears out the way.
Right.
I gotta jump
Get
in.
these Tootsie
you know
Rolls out of here. Get this candy out of here, man. Stand down. Right.
I know some people think I got a Pez dispenser.
I know, that's what they thought, right? That's what I thought, right?
Like,
No, it's real. It's a real gun.
This is real.
Like, this is real. I thought it was a water gun.
Yeah.
I was going to take your gun,
Right.
officer.
I'm not Barney Fife. I have more than one bullet.
Oh, okay. All right. The people wanted to know. All right, everybody. Just so y'all know.
Right.
It's real. So what does that mean? So you said the previous chief realized what you were doing and said we need to put him in a different role. So what does that mean? When the radio goes off and they're like, there's a domestic dispute right next to you. You're there. You hear it come over the radio. Is your job to what is the expectation from the police department about Officer Sharpe?
I mean, that's my obligation. If I'm standing right there and something's going down, I'm a police officer. At the end of the day, I mean, that's the thing is like I don't want anybody to ever get it twisted. Like, oh well, all the nice things he do because I think one of the things that you have to understand, there has to be balance. And there's the balance is yes, I'm out here trying to motivate and inspire people, but at the same time. There are laws, and if those laws are broken, then I have to do my job. I'm sworn to oath to do my job, so I have to do my job.
That's big. So I'm guessing that along the year, how many years have you been a police officer?
I'm in my 20th year now.
And how long have you been in Canton City?
Oh man, I've been in Canton now. My daughter's 28, so 25 years.
He don't even look old enough to be doing all that, but whatever.
25 years.
25 years in Canton City. And on the police department for 20.
20, yes.
20 of those years. Okay. So I worked with kids in the Canton community. I've seen kids go from little kids to adults, and now they got their own kids, right? I've seen some of them go on to be great successes. And I've seen some of them go on to lives of crime, prison, the graveyard, I've seen it all. So what's that like for you? I mean, there could be someone who was once one of those children you were passing out candy to, and now there's somebody you're responding to a domestic dispute or some irritant, something's going on, and you might look at that person and recognize you're one of those kids I tried to save. I don't know if that's ever happened, but what's that like?
So prior to being a police officer, I worked at Faircrest, a multi-county juvenile correctional facility. And I seen a lot of kids, and those kids were coming in for some very minor things and some of the worst things that you can, like a youth could go through.
Wow.
And so as I got on the job, I started actually running into some of these kids that you try to help.
Right.
And then what was refreshing is you'll see some kids that are actually doing well.
Yes.
And then you see some kids who are struggling, but you see some kids that were struggling, but eventually got it together.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, if I just would have listened. And then what's really, really insane is now sometimes you see those kids that I try to help, they have their kids and they're trying to bring their kids to me, and I'm trying to help their kids.
Wow.
So it's like this, like I've been in the game for
a long time.
A long time. People look and they were like, oh, he's only been around for 4 or 5 years. Like, nah,
I've been doing this for a long time.
A long time.
Yes.
Long time.
Yes. This is what he said, the neighborhood hero. That's right. Absolutely.
My girl Val.
All right. Yes. Officer Sharpe is a neighborhood hero. People who are just tuning in, make sure you guys share this broadcast. Share it to your group, share it to your pages. Let somebody know that it's here, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. We thank you guys for being here with us. This is an important conversation. It's fun to talk about, and it's fun to get to know you behind the scenes. Like I see you. Candy, snow cones, ice cream. I think last year we raised some money or donated some money.
You
went
donated
out.
money.
I did.
It was your birthday. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We should have did that. That was last week.
Yeah.
Here's what's funny. I interviewed you almost a year to the date.
Yeah,
I interviewed you last time.
That's right. That's right.
Things are coming back around full circle.
Yeah.
So in this time, a lot has happened, right?
Yeah.
So during that time, I mean, we were coming off of a lot of protests, even in our own city, right? Big protests.
Right.
That seems to have slowed some.
Yes.
But I don't know that has increased the trust and that's some other things. What was it like for you as you transitioned from this, people don't even like the police, even ones like yourself, to is it different now? Do you feel a different feel from the community? Do you still feel a lot of distrust? What do you see?
Well, it was really heightened at one point in time. It was heightened, and it was like I had my foundation bus windows were busted out. And,
wow.
And it was like, it was insane for me. And because I was looking at people who were protesting. And I get it.
Yeah.
I try to say,
Right.
I understand.
Right.
But I said, but at what point do we sit down and try to work together?
Right.
You know what I'm
when
saying?
do we find solutions rather than
where's the accountability? Because you want accountability on this side, but there's no accountability on this side.
Sure.
And I said, in order for it to move up, we have to have accountability on both sides.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had people in my face yelling, but it was amazing because I don't know that some of those people that were in my face yelling, they eventually, some of them, not all of them, but some of them actually came up and was like, yo, you know what, man, listen, I really respect and appreciate what you do. And, you know, keep doing your thing. And I mean, I was like, I think it was the beef. I don't beef with anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't beef with anybody. But people were beefing with me. And I was just like, okay, well, well, listen, you beefing by yourself.
Right. Because I'm not into this.
I'm not into
I'm
that.
not doing
like,
it.
listen,
right.
I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because, again, what my mama said, I don't care what you think about me. If you don't like me, that's your problem. That's not my problem. I'm going to keep doing what I do. So I just kept moving.
That's huge.
Just kept moving.
That's big. A lot of people need to hear that. You know, this show is about education, motivation, liberation. And we hope that this is educating, motivating, and liberating somebody today, that somebody feels like they're learning something that can help them, whatever job you have. And I love what Officer Sharpe said happened for him is you were so busy doing something good that eventually your job, your employer, the police department recognizes it. And they say, let's get behind this.
Right.
And there's a lot of times people are like, well, no, they wouldn't do that in my job. Or no, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know until you get out there. Now, this is not a traditional model, I don't believe, that we're used to seeing in the Canton City Police Department. I mean, you shoot water guns more than I think you probably ever shoot real guns.
Right.
Jumping out, having water gun fights. What's it like, just the joy, seeing those kids, and then to see them gaining trust for a police officer?
You know, one of the biggest things, because I'm on our recruiting team, and you know, and I look around and I see kids, the most rewarding thing is because when I was growing up, if you'd have told me, like, I want to be a police officer, I would have been like, yeah right. But now, like, you see kids and they were like, yo, I want to be a police officer. I want to be positive like you. I want to make a change like you. And then I give out these cards. I've given out probably 15,000 of these cards, and just throughout the country. And I'm talking about a lot of the kids. There's some kids that probably have 10 or 12 of them.
Right.
So it's really not that big, but 15,000 of these cards, and you get kids who see that and they go, that's going to be me. I'm going to do that. Or I got posters in Kansas City schools and some Plain Township schools, and they're hanging up, and I'm promoting, you know, kindness, and they're like, that's going to be me. And I'm like,
that's big.
That's it.
Because, I mean, it's funny because people talk about, you know, there was a lot of talk last year of defunding the police.
Yep.
And it's an interesting conversation, and I'm interested to hear your take on it. I mean, I guess most of us recognize that there is a need for training and or additional support around people who may be having a mental health crisis, right?
Absolutely.
But the idea of just not having police to me is like, well, who even people who don't like the police call right? I mean, I'm sure you roll up on some houses, they talking crazy, but for real, they still call.
Right, exactly.
Right?
I mean, can you imagine, like, I know, like, there was people who didn't understand when they were talking about defund the police.
Right.
People were talking about get rid of the police. And I like, okay, let's logically think about this, okay? There are some bad people out here.
They can't wait. They be like, let's go.
Like, please,
Batman's gone?
Please let that happen.
Yes.
But then it's like, okay, so how do you protect your family from people like that who don't care?
Right.
You know, they're the only thing that's holding some of the world's most dangerous criminals at bay is law enforcement. Period.
And just like speeding, right?
Yeah.
Most people are flying until you see a police officer. Most people ain't running in your house because they know there's somebody you could call who might catch them. But if there's nobody who's going to catch them, they'll stay in there. They'll kick you out of your house.
And people get so mad because they get pulled over, and the very first thing they were like, "I wasn't speeding," but we know,
right?
There's a speed limit.
Yes.
And they'd be like, well, I thought we could go 5 over. I said, a limit is a limit.
So wait,
if I'm getting on a
education,
boat,
ladies and gentlemen.
If I'm getting on a boat, so I'm 200. At one point, I was 300 pounds. Okay, I got up. I've been sitting down.
Okay, right.
So if I get on this boat, and it says the weight limit is 300,
right,
and I get my 315-pound butt on this boat, I'm going to expect it to sink.
Right.
Okay, so
down.
A limit is a limit. Okay? But the thing is, too, people don't understand is, you have kids who play. I have a niece. She's grown now, but she was hit by a car, and it changed her life.
Wow.
Because somebody was going over the speed limit.
Wow.
So that's why the laws are in protection, and you have to think about it's outside of everything else. Your start and stop distance. That's why there's speed limits. But people get pulled over and be like, "Oh, you pulled me over because of this, that, and the other."
Right?
Like, no, you were speeding.
Right.
I
don't get any great joy.
But
out
again,
of
here, guess what? Accountability.
Yeah.
Because I know when things happen, the first thing some people that don't like the police, they do your job. Well, doing your job is enforcing a speed limit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Enforcing the law. That's
what I'm saying. That's just a part of it.
Right.
I could go on all
that's
day about
so good. I learned something new, ladies and gentlemen, because I just knew I could say I was going only 5 over.
Right.
I thought it's a grace. It's like grace and mercy.
Right.
It's a grace period.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
The limit.
It's the limit.
The limit.
If you didn't know, now you know. Don't get caught out there going faster than the speed limit. That's the law. So, look, traffic stops.
Okay.
And now in your role now, I mean, what's up with to me as a police officer? I'm not. I could just imagine the thought walking up to somebody's car. I don't know what kind of guns, weapons, what you got going on, what you may be fearing that I may know about what you got going on. I may know that you have a warrant and I'm walking up here and I got to face that. You may be like, I ain't going back to jail, or I don't know, right? It may be your first time doing something wrong, having drugs, having guns, and out of fear, you may do something just irrational, right? What is it like walking up to somebody's car, knowing they're going to be mad? You don't walk up to people's car and they're like, I'm so excited you pulled me over. I was looking for help.
Yeah.
Never, right? So what's it like?
But it's a whole different experience. And I worked midnights for probably 9 years. And there's nothing like pulling a car over on midnights because it's dark. And then you got somebody with tinted windows. But see, the thing is, as an officer, I try to make it as safe as possible because I'm making it safe for me and I'm making it safe for you. So a lot of times, too, people don't understand when they say, hey, can you step out of the car? Because a lot of times, too, is where do people keep their weapons?
Right, in the car.
In their car.
Right.
You know what I mean? So step out.
I never thought about that.
Can I just pat you down?
It's not just about harassment.
Right. So I'm not anxious. So now I've patted you down. You don't have any weapons on you. Okay, now we can talk.
Let me just tell you guys, I never thought about that. I thought that get out of the car, all that stuff was so extra. It's harassment. Leave people alone. Leave them in their car. You're saying a lot of times it's a matter of, I'm not trying to pat you down because I'm saying you've done anything wrong. If you've done nothing wrong, you're fine. But it puts us both at an even level. Now I'm not going to overreact. Right. You don't overreact. Let's just get through this.
I had this idea a while ago, and I want to revisit it again. But I want to be able to get community citizens to be able to go into. There's an actual simulator place where you can go in and you can be a police officer, and they give you situations where you're walking into a house on a domestic issue or a traffic stop, and you have this gun that you shoot. It's a simulation gun, and you shoot it, and you have to react. I mean, you have to react to it,
and know who you may be aiming at or shooting at. Who's the bad guy?
And it's like sometimes if some woman is grabbing a spatula, be like, and ready to throw it at them, and then you've seen some people, people who are not police officers, shoot this woman who's about to throw a spatula. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's. I wish I could really. I'm gonna revisit that again.
That's a good. I mean, I love that idea. I think they had a program like that in Akron. At one point where they were going to churches and things and trying to get people to understand. And it was a hopes of bringing the community closer to the police department and understanding. It's a tough job. It is. It's a very tough job. How many people have to carry a gun on their job, right?
Yeah, I know.
Just that alone tells you it's tough.
It's very tough. And like I said, my thing as an officer is to make it as safe as possible. So I want to be able to hold a conversation with you.
Yes.
If I pull Lucas out of his car, Lucas, do you mind if I pat you? You don't have any weapons on you?
Right.
Because guess what? How many people lie?
Right.
You know, if you watch some of these videos and they say, do you have any weapons? Like, no, I ain't got no weapons. And that same person ends up shooting that officer.
Right.
So, hey, Lucas, you have any weapons on you? Let me pat you down.
Right. Let me just check.
So, Lucas, come back here and talk to me.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable now.
Right.
I'm like, listen, because now I'm keeping my distance where you're not going to swing.
Right.
That's the only thing that's left. Now, right? I got to keep my distance now. Right. But rather than that, I can talk to you and there's nothing. Yeah. Oh, man. It could go on for days.
That's deep.
Yeah.
We have a question here. Shout out to Toriano Jones. He says, CCW question. I got a lean. We got lights and stuff going on here. CCW question. People ask, can you have your gun loaded and on safety? Is that okay? When you walk up to a car, if somebody has a CCW and it's loaded and on safety, is that cool?
Well, what's the very first thing they teach you in the CCW class is to let that officer know that, hey, I have a CCW, I have a loaded weapon. in my car.
And it is okay. It's allowed.
Let them know where it's at. Now, I'm going back off all that because I don't know the actual. I haven't been updated on that, but I know the very first thing you should do as a CCW owner is say, I have a weapon in my car, and let them know where it's at.
Got you. As a police officer, can you get pulled over?
Oh yeah, I've been pulled over.
What's that like?
Oh man,
just curious. I didn't want to ask if you had been pulled over, but since you offered.
You know what? And I think one of the things, and this could be a whole, because I'm actually working on a book.
Okay.
Now. This will be my third book.
But, I love it.
It's called Black and Blue. And it talks about, too, one of the things that I've been conditioned as a black man in America. Sometimes when I get pulled over, that same nervousness still hits me. And I'm a police officer.
Wow.
So, it hits me. And it's like, and I'm thinking like for a while, I'm like, well, why am I nervous?
Right.
Because when he walks up to that car, I know what I expect as a police officer. Yes, sir.
So you know what to do.
Yeah,
right. You're like, I read the book. I see this every day.
I was raised right, too. So
right,
I'm like, yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right.
So I'm keeping that with him.
Right.
So I'm thinking, why am I nervous?
Yeah.
And then I start thinking about when people come to me or I pull people over and I'm like, listen, don't be cool. This is all right. I know right away I have to ease them.
Right.
Like, hey, listen, are you okay? Listen, don't be worried.
Right.
I'm telling you why I stopped you.
Right.
And do you have any of your credentials on you? Do you have your license, your registration? And I'm telling you, can see people's shoulders go like this.
Right. They're like,
that's the moment I'm kind of looking for right there.
Right.
Like, oh man. But a lot of times too, for police officers, what do you get when you stop a car? You get the irate yelling.
Oh, of course.
In your
Who
face.
are you? And we're watching all these videos now, which are teaching us. We're not learning how to act appropriately when police come to our cars.
No.
We're learning. I have the right to talk to you however I want. That's right. Do we? I mean, we have a First Amendment right to free speech. Am I allowed to cuss you out and tell you how stupid you and your family are?
Where's that accountability at?
I don't know. What is the
here's
rule?
The thing.
Like,
why is it good for a civilian to get stopped by a police officer and cuss him out or her out, but then that police officer can't stop somebody and cuss him or her out?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There has to be that accountability. And I understand there's some officers that just kind of, that don't need to be police officers.
Okay.
I'll be the first. I'll stand by that.
Yeah.
Stand by that. But there's I work with some great men and women who get beat down every day because they're police officers or they may not be black.
Meaning
they're not black police officers.
So they go into you're saying when they go into situations, they're mistreated because they're not black, or what do you mean?
Because sometimes what happens is a lot of times, and when I see these videos, and I try not to watch too many of them, but I do see them, and you can see a white officer who's coming out. He's being nice. He's being respectful. He's trying to do his job.
Right.
And then maybe you'll have a non-white, say black, brown, whatever, and they really go in on this guy, and he's trying his best to be like, yo, hey, I'm trying to help you. And they just going in on him. So where's that accountability?
Yeah.
We have to come together and we have to meet in the middle somewhere.
I love that.
And in order for us to push forward. If we don't, we're gonna be stuck here.
I love that. Great point. We're going to go take a quick break here in just a second. You guys stay tuned. Again, if you haven't shared this broadcast, please do. Stay tuned. Don't miss the rest of this conversation. Don't go anywhere. See, if you click off and start scrolling through your news feed or looking at other stuff on YouTube, you're not going to come back. Stay here and then check out these great sponsors. And you may want to be a sponsor here at Lucas Live Media. You may want to have your commercials running or a shout out for your business to help you grow your business, your book, your whatever it is. Reach out to us at ads@lucaslivemedia.com. Let us know what you're thinking about. We'll give you our packages and talk about how we could potentially help you spread the word about the great businesses that you guys have out there. We're always looking to support great businesses out there. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the process can be stressful. Why not have an expert help you take the guesswork out? Brianna Lehman, realtor at Keller Williams Legacy Group, treats all of her clients as if they're her only one. She works diligently to ensure that every real estate transaction is stress-free and pleasant. She builds lasting relationships with her clients because her job does not end when the deal does. Contact Brianna today to discuss your buying or selling options at 330-265-9079.
Are you looking to give your vehicle a luxury upgrade? Look no further, we have just the right touch. Flawless Touch Window Tinting has professional technicians who will enhance the appearance of your vehicle through window tinting, auto detailing, or audio installation while maintaining the integrity of your vehicle. To inquire or schedule your appointment, call or text 234-410-6857. Flawless Touch Window Tinting, professional installation with affordable pricing. In Epitomize University, you will learn the perfect strategy for success based on spiritual principles. Spiritual psychologist Dr. Anthony Rodman will be your instructor in a live virtual classroom. For just $100 a month, you can join Epitomize University and learn the perfect process to creating generational wealth. Enroll today and take the first step of completely changing your life by signing up at successepitomize.com/epitomized university.
And we're back. It happened so fast. It's
Right.
20 seconds, 5 seconds, and we're back. I just also wanted to shout out our great friend, Adriana Downing, who put together this wonderful Minding Your Business ad book that she put together. You guys check this out. It's available at many locations. I know it's available at the Nail Bar. And we want to shout out our good friend, Jessica Danielle at the Nail Bar. Ladies, if you're looking to get your nails done and you really need somewhere fancy to go, check out the Nail Bar. I know this is probably too far away for you guys to see it, but check out the Nail Bar with Jessica Danielle. It is located at 3984 Fulton Drive, Northwest, Canton, Ohio, 44718. You can call her for more information. Her number is 330-224-3665, or you can book an appointment by going to www. Does anybody say www anymore? It's on the thing, so I'm going to say it. I don't know what they do. It's like, that's a lot. All right, anyway, you guys won't forget it. Now that we said all that, you can go to JessicaDanielleNails.com. If you're looking, she does amazing work.
She's the truth.
It's incredible.
I wanted to do my feet, but
yeah,
but you
don't want to be embarrassed or something?
Yeah, because I don't know if she has.
She's such a lovely lady. You don't want to
roll
up
I don't
in
know
there
if she has. I don't know. I'm gonna wait on that.
All right. We're going to have a men's day at the Nail Bar. All right, Jessica Danielle, we coming to you so men and women looking for those services. Check her out. Great lady. So cool. We were just talking at the Classic Man Show. Shout out to Henry and Darshanette Zachary as well. Jessica was there. Adriana was there. Amanda was there. My wife took me and surprised me. We're going to talk about that more tomorrow. Make sure you guys check us out tomorrow for Lucas Live News, a new 30-minute news show we've been doing. Make sure you check us out tomorrow. I believe we're doing that tomorrow at, I'm looking at my producer, tomorrow at 1 p.m. We're going to be doing that. I was hoping she remembered because I was like, I don't know. We're testing out some different times to bring you guys some little news segments, break up your day at work. So make sure you guys check that out. All right, so let's talk about, we got it in the background right here. Be a Better Me Foundation.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Where did that idea come from? And what is its purpose?
So, that is basically to empower our youth here in Stark County. We do that through mentoring, tutoring, all different kinds of, activities and stuff like that, just to try to keep our youth on the right track, keep them so they can graduate, and I'm getting to that point now with, I shout out to my board, Be a Better Me.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to shout them out.
You got to shout them out. I know some people on your board.
Yeah.
Nashika, she on your
Yep,
board?
she is.
Shout
She
out
is.
to my girl, Nashika. Yeah.
Yep.
Nashika Lemon. Yeah.
They are amazing, and they do a lot behind the scenes, because I know I'm posting videos, 10, 12 videos a week, and here they are just sitting here just like quiet, but they're in the back working really all the time. They're making it happen and stuff. So shout out to them. But we're looking to expand. Hopefully here this coming up this fall, we might be a Maslin as well.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not leaving us to only be a Maslin.
No.
Oh, okay, we was getting a little nervous.
At one point in time, I thought we were out the door. I really thought we were.
What was that about? I know you were in a location downtown.
Yeah, well, the location. Yeah, the location that fell through for us, and we love.
You had been there though.
Yeah, we were there. Right. That was the place Mike Rowe gave us, and it wasn't affordable for us at the time. So we ended up having to move, and I think for like the mayor and Fonda Williams and Andrea Perry, they kind of helped us to get into the building we're at now, up at the Amateur Sports Hall of Fame building.
Is that where you're at? Was it on Market?
Yep, on Market. So we can't really hold a lot of our things that we do here now, but shout out to St. Benedict's Church up on East Tuscan Girard, because that's where we hold all our classes at.
That's awesome.
Yep, that's great.
That's awesome. So they're finding a way to help it work for you again. Shout out to the mayor and Deputy Mayor, and all of them who are about that.
Yep.
When people, so when you think about support like that, like I
Mhm.
always hear this, although I haven't experienced this.
Right.
People are like, people in Canton, everybody hates on everybody. Nobody wants anybody to do anything good. And I'm like, and they're like, people seem to love you. I'm like, I love people.
Right.
Like I don't experience that. And
Right,
maybe there's
right.
somebody out there who feels something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing good, and that's all I have time for. I'm focused on that.
Yeah, listen, that's me. I just try to here's the thing, and people was like, oh my God, he's so amazing. He's always so. I have my moments where I get down.
Yeah.
I have my moments where I need to be by myself.
Yeah.
I need to relax and just chill, and I don't
Not
want
be
to
superhero.
or not be
Right,
superhero
right.
where I'm just my smile is I'm just kind of just like
chilling, right?
You know
You're
what
like,
I'm saying?
I'm right.
But it's like but once I move and I get busy, and then it's like it's always something. It's something. In my faith, he always puts something in front of me and shows me like you got work to do.
I love that.
And it's like, and then I see that, and I'm just like that smile is like it's there, and I'm ready to go, and I keep on moving.
Your power doesn't come from you.
No, never.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
I love it.
No. I'm just a vessel.
That's it.
I'm a vessel.
Right.
I'm a vessel for his work.
You know what I love though? See, some people say they're vessels, and they're like buckets with holes in them. Right?
Yeah.
Right? They're like, I'm just a vessel, but they act like they have no power.
Yeah.
They're like, I can only do so much.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the platform that you have.
Yeah.
I don't have this that you have. You started like everybody else started.
Exactly like everybody else.
And half of this work you did, nobody even knew you was doing.
Listen, I remember when I first started, I may have had 3 or 4 people look at my stuff.
Wow.
And now I look at some of my stuff, you see things for
It's
50,000.
crazy.
You might see some that have 1 million or 26 million. And I said, but I started just where everybody else started. Yeah. And I just wanted to show positivity. It wasn't it's not for me.
Right.
People was like, you're famous. I'm like, I'm not famous. I'm
Right.
me. Me, I'm not famous.
Right.
I said, but I just want to go out here and I want to change mindsets. I want to keep people happy. I want to see our community thrive. Yeah. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to it. I just want to see our community thrive.
I love it. A simple mission and purpose is so important. And a lot of times people aren't able to be effective because they're not willing to do the consistency.
Right.
You come in here, we got lights, cameras, action, and a bunch of stuff going on. But we started meeting great people like you, sending you a link saying, will you come on here? And we were still just pushing buttons.
Right.
Figuring it out.
Right.
And we still are. We're still trying new things. We're doing commercials and sponsorships. But that consistency is what one day people won't know that this was a thing.
Right.
They'll be like, you were shooting where and how did you do? They won't know where it started. But that consistency is so important. So when you talk to young people about finding something and locking in and getting really good and through adversity being consistent, what's the message you give them around that same type of perseverance mindset?
Like what I tell people, I have adults who are mentors, and they're like, I have this kid, and I'm like, and they're telling me about this kid, and I don't know what to do, and I'm like, well, how long have you been working with this kid? I've been working with this kid for 3 weeks, and I'm like,
you're like, that's hardly enough time.
That's not enough time.
Right. You barely got a relationship. They don't even trust you yet.
There's kids I've been working with probably for 16 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Or there's kids I've been working with maybe for 5 years. Right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not when you get into mentoring, it's not instant gratification. You're not going to instantly see success. Yeah. So there's kids they're going to fall down. Yeah. And you got to pick them back up. And I tell kids when I come across, you're going to fall down. Yeah. Are you going to lay there or are you going to get up? You're going to dust yourself up and get up and try again. Yeah. I said because if you don't, you'll never reach success. Right. You'll never reach success if you just lay down on the ground.
That's so good. Yeah. I mean, and so many people do it, and a lot of them have seen, unfortunately, maybe they've seen previous generations do it. Right? Oh, so they see you coming along saying, be a better me. Right? You're saying everybody, that's something that is personal. Say it to yourself.
Take care of me.
I need to be a better me. Help us understand what that means.
If you take care of me, if each person decides and looks, I'm going to take care of me.
Yep.
Guess what? Now everybody's taking care of themselves. Everybody's accountable. And guess what? Now we're moving forward.
Everything works.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we get people who just don't take care of them. So you're like, you go by and sometimes I look at it and I'll be like, you know you need to be a better you. And they're like, I know.
I saw you out there.
I saw you coming.
So late, right? What you doing out there running the streets? You need to be a better you.
Right.
That's so good. I think that accountability, right? That personal accountability that I need to be a better me is not about Officer LaMar Sharpe being a better Officer LaMar Sharpe.
Nope. No, it's not.
To inspire others.
Right. And it's funny because I get a lot of these kids that a lot of these kids, they look at this logo and they see that officer and they'll be like, "That's me standing there holding Officer Sharpe saying." I'm like, "Are you a better you?" And they're like, "Yes."
That's
I'm
right.
like, that's you, then.
That's you.
That's you.
Right. I'll take it if you're gonna be a better you. What's up, Audie Everett? Shout out to her.
That's my girl, Audie.
Audie, she's always helping kids, and she's been raising generations of kids too.
Oh yeah.
For many
She'll
years.
call me up and be like, "I need you to help this kid." I'll be like, "I got you.
I got you. I'm on my way. I got you. Right. That's so good. People like Audie, so many others in the community that are making a difference. When you look around, you see others, and I'm my guess is from knowing you, you're not trying to box out anybody else who's trying to do good.
Right.
You're not saying I got the only foundation around that can be successful. What are your thoughts about others who are trying to do something positive, and what's your heart toward them? What's your thoughts toward them?
So a lot of times, I try to help people as much as I can. I get young men or young women who come up to me and be like, "Hey, I want to do this and I want to do that." And I'm like, "Yo, listen, come on in." Like I'm an open door.
Yeah.
But I know too, there's some things that do not apply to what I'm trying to do with kids.
And that's
so
important.
right.
You
So
gotta
know
know
what I'm saying?
that,
So
right?
they have to understand that doesn't fall into probably what we're doing, but maybe somebody else does.
Right.
I try to support every other youth organization that's out there. I try to show up to their events and do things like that. And I just try to tell them, like, come up with a game plan and stick to it. You're going to fall down a lot, And I could tell you when I started, it was like a little mom pop stuff. And now after we started, like we were on Mike Rowe, I'm shipping shirts all across
Really?
I'm like all the United States. And it's like, whoa.
That's
like,
amazing.
It was over 40 states that received shirts.
Wow.
When we were on that show. So there's people in some different states.
That's the guy from Dirty Jobs.
Yeah, Mike, Returning the Favor.
So what was that like? How did that happen? That was like 2018?
Yeah, because guess what? When you're just doing what you believe in and not worrying about anything else,
right?
Beautiful things can happen.
Right.
Beautiful
Unexpected.
things can happen. Unexpected. And I was completely, I never could imagine. I was just trying to help the kids in the community.
Right. Locally.
Here,
you weren't
right.
thinking about national TV or anything.
And now, listen, everywhere I go, I see a kid, I'm getting hugs, and that's amazing. That's really super amazing to me.
That's super
Greatest
cool.
feeling, yeah.
And that's on his Facebook. You guys check that out. That if Mike wrote Dirty Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
What was the show that he was doing? What was
Returning
it?
the Favor.
Okay,
that's the show.
Okay,
yeah, but they canceled that.
Did they?
They canceled that show. So that's
why we do good news
right.
on Lucas Live Media. We try to do positive stuff because the positive stuff is gone, and all the negative news and trash keeps growing, and there's more and more and more channels to show it.
Right.
So
in our foundation too, it's like I've Soledad O'Brien. Do you know? Okay, so she's a. She had a show. They flew me out. They flew me out to where they shot Jerry Springer's show.
Is that right?
Yeah. I walked in there and I was like, I've seen all the Jerry Springer stuff. I was like,
I'm not coming.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
What are y'all setting me up for? Like, no. We're not going to do this. Right. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be in a mud wrestling contest in my uniform. I was
Your
like,
whole thing is over, right?
But yeah, you never know that's the thing. You never know who's watching.
Yeah.
And I take that approach too with kids. I have to be careful. On my social media, I don't post. I post, only thing I share people's stuff. Yeah. I post positive things.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't share fight videos because guess what? I'm not bringing that energy onto my page. You don't see me sharing that. So I just try to share positive things. And sometimes when you share positive things comes back. You
reap what you sow in life. That's
it.
A law. You can't get around it. I don't care what you believe or who you believe in or what book you're reading. It tells you what you believe. That's a universal law. It's in everybody's book, right? I'm like, everybody sees that. Yep. You reap what you sow. And what sadly happens sometimes is people go dig up the seeds too fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not growing fast enough for them. No. I'm not Officer LaMar Sharpe yet. I want 1 million views on my stuff. I want to do more stuff. Not realizing all those days we see you posting all that fun stuff. There's a lot of days in between that where you're doing things that nobody celebrates and nobody knows about.
Nobody sees the things that I do behind it. They only get, because there's things that I don't feel are for social media when I'm helping a kid. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When I'm really helping some kids, that's not for social media.
Right.
So people don't see that. And then I get people who don't like me because, he think he all that. I'm like, when?
Who told you that?
I never thought that at all.
Right.
I said, because you don't see the hours that I'm putting in.
Right.
I'm like, from the morning to the time I lay my head down, constantly going.
Wow.
And people don't see that part of it. They just see the video. They see the 1 minute video,
Right,
and they
like,
think
that's all he does.
oh, he doesn't do anything.
Right.
He's just out here having fun. And I'm like, oh, it's so much more than that.
So much more.
So much.
I love that. And I think it's important for people to know that and to celebrate. And they say we should give people their flowers, give people their roses, while they're still here.
That's what my tattoo meant.
Is that right?
Yep. So give me my flowers while it's still time.
Wow.
Yep.
I love it. While there's still time.
While
So
there's still
often
time. Yep.
we're waiting. And here's another thing. We always think about flowers coming from a younger generation to an older generation, right?
Right.
But you're giving flowers, or even better yet, you're planting seeds in the minds and hearts of youth in our community. You're saying now you're looking at going into the massive community potentially. Let's talk about that. What's your vision for that? You're a busy guy already.
Yes.
What do you hope to do in the massive community?
So, they have a couple amazing officers out there.
Okay.
And again, I'm not one of those people where it's about me.
Right.
So I'm not going into Massillon and doing something where they already have amazing officers
Gotcha.
there. So my thing is to give these officers the blueprint and say, hey, listen, let's be a better me, Massillon. You guys do your thing, get your kids together, and make it happen.
I love it.
So, and that's it.
Be a better me, Massillon. So what's your dream? So I never thought Be a Better Me. I never thought of it as something beyond the start Canton community.
Right.
I mean, it's just such a homegrown feel for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you start to get possessive. It's like
Right,
this is
right.
our
This
stuff
is
here.
ours.
This is
Right,
ours.
right,
This is ours.
right.
Where do you think this could go though? Now that you start looking at potential expand, if it's a franchisable model, what are your thoughts on where this could go?
So we already have our trademark and everything. So my goal is to, especially with
you have a trademark on Be a Better Me.
Yeah.
That's a valuable trademark.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
That's
that is.
real.
And again, somebody, Amy, she stopped out. She helps a lot of things with the PK9.
Okay.
They help me and help our foundation so much.
Wow.
So, but my vision and goal is to get other officers across the country to say, hey, listen, if they don't have a foundation there, you want to be a better me, I want my picture on your building. You should have your picture or your picture of your officers and the kids in your community on your building, and you guys are mentors. You guys provide tutoring, and now that gets back into that we're serving and protecting. We're serving and protecting.
Right.
You're serving your community and you're protecting your community.
That's so important because protect and serve is the call, right?
Exactly.
And so often people don't feel protected.
Nope.
And they don't feel served.
Nope.
Speak to us about that. How are you doing both when in a time where people are like, I feel less safe when the officer comes, and I certainly don't feel like they're serving me what? Like they're not doing anything for me?
Yeah. I think too, like with the climate, everything that happened, what I thought I started seeing was officers, not our department, but I was watching social media and I'm starting to see it felt like officers were like, yo, like no matter what, we don't want to be spotlighted on the news and have our family drag through things trying to do our job.
Right.
So I seen this kind of was starting to take place across the country.
Right.
And I'm like, and it's just like, it's scary.
Yeah.
That's very scary because if you call a police officer and they just kind of like, well, I'm just gonna take this report.
That's what's they're very hesitant to engage.
Well, I'll show up whenever I get some backup.
Right.
We want to be safe, but I started seeing that across the country and just seeing the different posts, and that's scary.
It is.
Don't ever. So that's why I'm saying we have to have that accountability again on both sides. Yes. So now that we can be transparent and make and push forward. That's at the end of the day, that's what we need right there.
That's so real because I've seen the same thing, and I can imagine as somebody who's trying to do. There's a lot of great police officers out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and as you
there's
said,
a lot
earlier,
I look up to. I look up to quite a few officers.
Right.
I got some few officers that I have some buddies who came from different states. Officer Darren Derby, Officer Basketball Cop Foundation, Bobby White. These guys come in. You got Tommy Norman. These guys came. Except for Tommy, but the other two, they came in here to Canton to visit Canton and hung out with me. And these guys are amazing. And like I said, there's people who know about me that may not know about them, and there's people who know about them that don't know about me.
Right.
Right.
So you guys collaborate.
Yeah. We actually have a video together that we did. We were dancing with the kids at AIM, and it's like over 1 million views.
Is that right?
Now neither three of us could dance.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably why it got all the views. The kids were tearing it up.
These officers don't have time to dance.
They were tearing it up.
Right. What are these officers doing? I love that. I love the collaboration. I love the idea, even when you're talking about Be a Better Me and its potential growth, and saying your face and your name doesn't have to be on the side of the buildings and
Right.
pictures. That's often hard for people to do.
Yeah.
So often people are like, I am the founder of, I am the face
Mhm.
of, I am the, and it's like,
Mm-mm.
the kids are, you don't, it's really not, while I think we want to continue to see great pictures like we have here
Yeah.
in our community. It reminds us that there are heroes amongst us.
Right.
But thinking about that beyond you is,
Yeah.
that's true multiplication.
Yeah.
People don't know how to multiply themselves because they're too busy trying to be in every spot
Right.
instead of helping other people learn how to do
Right.
what they do.
Right. And I think sometimes too, because I remember there was a time when we would do stuff in my foundation. My board members would be like, and we would put something together, and I'd be like, so do my face have to be on it?
Like, yeah, you're the guy.
Listen, when they put my face on that building, I remember I walked by it a few times, and I was like, ugh. I just like, ugh. Like, I just, that's weird for me. You know what I mean?
Right. It took a minute to
Between
get
that
used to.
and getting awards, you want to see me with my arms hanging down and I feel uncomfortable? Give me an award because I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm like, and I've gotten a lot, and I'm just like uncomfortable many times.
Well, that brings us to our moment. No, where we can perfect timing. You made it bring us out though. But it's so great. What you're doing is literally changing our communities, changing lives. I have so much honor and respect for you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you and just see the things that you're doing and celebrate it. I think there's somebody out there doesn't see it. They don't know the need. But growing up as somebody like I did in the inner city in Canton, looking for male role models, my father was in prison, and I was looking around for somebody to have. I wish I had an Officer Sharpe to look up to instead of that feeling of, can I even trust the police or not?
Right.
Are they for us or against us? So what you're doing is literally changing generations of people and giving people trust that they didn't have. And as you said earlier, although people may not love everything certain police officers do, imagine what it would be like if we didn't have you guys.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It would be a tough place to be.
Yeah.
And our city has gone through some difficult times. I mean, we've dealt with some serious tragedies and some serious crime to be such a small city.
Exactly.
So it's even more of a need in our city.
And here's the thing, nobody's immune to it. I remember because you were in we talked about this before. You were in my documentary, Rashad Polk.
Yes, shout out to him.
Shout out to Rashad.
Yeah.
And the thing is like my daughter was shot in Canton at a vigil. Wow. You're not immune to it.
Yeah.
And I think so many people they take their hands and they sit on them, and they feel like nothing will happen to them until it's sitting right at your front door.
Right.
And that's a problem. So sit there if you want to and think like, oh, this kid, that same kid that you turn up your back on could be that same kid that you may encounter in the wrong way later on in life.
That's right. So show them some love now.
Show them some love now. Yeah.
Help them up, help them out, and help them be a better me.
Yeah, right,
help me be a better me. Somebody say, help me be a better me. Somebody help me be a better me. Even for the adults out there, you guys, we all have to keep striving to be a better version of ourselves.
I do that every day.
That's so good.
I have to work on bettering myself every day.
Right.
Because I'm not perfect. I never claim to be perfect. Right. I know I'm not perfect. I have to, when I wake up in the morning, I have my affirmations that I go through that I have to get myself going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm bettering myself.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So good. So good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back in just a minute and close this thing down. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here for the conclusion of this great episode with Officer LaMar Sharpe. And as always, check out these great sponsors here. They may have the exact thing that you've been looking for. We'll be right back after this.
Are you having a hard time finding the time to clean your car? Or how about the furniture that hasn't been cleaned since you bought it? Pristine Steam Wash of Canton, Ohio offers mobile steam cleaning services such as auto detailing, furniture and upholstery, area rugs, restaurant kitchens, and general steam cleaning services. For more information and to schedule your appointment, go to www.pristinesteamwash.com or call or text 330-704-6867. Pristine Steam Wash. They don't just clean, they clean with benefits.
The sun is out and it's the perfect time to start preparing your lawn. Spending time outside with family is a must this year, so that means more upkeep for your yard. Let L&G's Landscaping take care of or renovate your lawn. While they specialize in larger lawn care, you can see a full description of services by visiting their Facebook page at L&G's Landscaping, or message them to book an appointment or to get a free estimate. Don't wait. Book with L&G's Landscaping today.
All right, and we're back. Okay, everybody, now listen. Officer Sharpe has some great things coming up in the community. We want you guys to be aware of. One thing is Officer Sharpe's Be a Better Me Foundation is in the running for Nonprofit of the Year, 2021 Nonprofit of the Year, Canton Repository. If you could please go vote for him and his foundation, all the great work that they're doing. If you believe, if today was the first day you heard this story, or if you've known what they've been doing for a long time, we ask that you guys would send your votes. You guys can check that out. That link is right there. Amanda has put that in our comments, and it's actually there on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can click on the link, or if you see it right there, take a screenshot, go back to the Canton Repository site right here, go to that contest, and vote for Officer. He's not asking for the vote. We asking for the vote for the man, right? We asking for because and if they have an award ceremony, don't ask them to come.
Right.
But I sent some kids in there on the board or something to go check it out. So as we wrap this thing up, what are some things we were sharing a little bit during the break? What are some things you have coming up this year?
Well, we have one of the things we've done every year, we've given away book bags of supplies. This year, we're going to take a different angle.
Okay.
So this year, we're going to
book bags are flying out everywhere.
Book
you
bags
can get a pencil and a
paper.
But
yeah.
book
Listen,
bag,
and here's the thing too. When you really honestly think about it, after COVID, a lot of the kids they don't need all of the stuff that they don't need it. But the things that they need more than anything are hygiene.
Okay.
So now this year, what we're going to do on August 14th, we're going to, and we'll post it on our website here probably this week. But we're going to have a carnival. It's going to be a drive-through carnival where you can come through, get a hot dog, a hamburger. You might be able to get a snow cone, this and that and other. You don't even have to get out your car, and you're going to get a bag of hygiene products. Awesome. And one of the things we really want to do, we want to give kids underwear, we want to give them socks, we want to give deodorant, toothpaste, all of that stuff, because those are the things that are missed, that a lot of people don't understand is hard to come by for some families. So that's what we're going to do. We let everybody else do the book bags.
Yeah.
We're gonna do something different. Listen, y'all got the book bags. We'll support you, but we're gonna do something different this year.
That's so awesome. Excited about that. You guys stay tuned for more information about that. Make sure you guys are following Officer LaMar Sharpe on social media. The Be a Better Me Foundation. Do you guys have a page?
Yep. Okay. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. You also can go to our website, www.beabetterme.org.
Okay. beabetterme.org. You guys make sure you guys check that out. And as always, we ask you guys to join our Lucas Live Media text community. We're using this text community to give you guys some behind the scenes access, to let you guys participate in some trivia and some prize giveaways, as well as give out great information about things like this that may be coming to an area near you, so you guys can stay up to date. To join our Lucas Live text community, simply text, you can text live to 330-583-6111. It's there on the screen for you guys again. I always say take a screenshot. I'll be all in your phone all the time because you're taking screenshots and stuff, but it's all good. We appreciate everybody who joined and everybody who wished me a happy birthday this past week. Thank you. Again, we'll be talking to you guys tomorrow on the news at 1 p.m. We're looking forward to that and want to thank you. And I want to thank everybody who sent me a happy birthday to that number. You can also say happy birthday to me to this number, 330-583-6111, and join our community. It gives us more opportunity to do more for you. So that's what it's really all about. And make sure you guys also check that number. What, you got a question?
One question.
Yeah.
So if I dial that number and I get a hold of Lucas, can I get a DoorDash if I'm hungry?
I'm gonna have to work on.
Somebody was thinking that. Somebody was thinking.
Maybe I can have my son run you something. You can text me your order, like give me a chicken nugget, a large fry, a frosty, because I like to dip my fries in my frosty. Whatever you need, you know what I mean. You can try.
I better go throw me out of here.
All right, you're too busy to be doing DoorDash if you want. You know what I'm saying?
I was sorry. I was asking.
That's a fair number. That's a fair question. Fair question. I may not bring the DoorDash, but somebody I know may. I mean, you can try it. Just join. All right? Just join the text community. We thank you guys so much. Tyler Thatcher, thank you for watching. Thank you all. That's my guy too. He was one
Yeah.
of my kids back in the day when I was working with kids.
I love that kid.
Now he's out here helping, serving the community.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody else out there doing great things. Thank you guys for your love and support on this great episode, Officer Sharpe.
Yeah.
My man, it was a pleasure having
Man.
you.
My brother.
Hey, you guys are going to see him here again, and we're going to be there to support the things that you're doing. We'll be taking pictures, video, going live, and reporting on our positive news show, Lucas Live Media News, the positive things that you're doing. So keep us posted, because we want to keep the people posted on all the great things you have going on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
I love coming to the show. I laid my clothes out like it was the first day of school for the Lucas show.
Then he pulled up in this smooth car. So I'm about to go jump in real quick. Top down. He just cruise up, just jump out, glide out, like a superhero.
Listen to some Isley Brothers.
I was like, when he
I'm
opened
old.
the door.
I'm old now, you know what I'm saying?
I love it. Music was playing. It was smooth. It was real smooth. So it was a pleasure having you. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe to the page. You guys can see more great shows, great news here at Lucas Live Media. Everybody